Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to another Spiritual Sunday. Let's just jump right into it. Is religion necessary? I believe in order to answer a question, you have to see whatever you're trying to answer or whatever you're trying to see if you're going to get into or not, if it's useful for you. Now, I'm not going to go and speak about if I'm religious or not. I'm not going to speak about my preferences or point of view towards a specific religion or anything like that. This particular segment or playlist is extremely neutral. And the reason being is because I want to bring people from different religions and all walks of life, people who are not religious, to come together and still have the same experience and have a positive experience, especially and also maybe just come out with just a different perspective, a different outlook on how to tackle some of life's hard topics to really talk about. This is one thing that I do believe. I do believe that we have three bodies. This is probably going to be like the only thing that I would tell y'all about like my particular beliefs when it comes down to the spiritual aspect, which is we have three bodies. We have a mind, right? We have a body, our physical self. We have our spirit. The spirit is the forefront, then comes the mind, and then lastly what we have physically. So at least I know that part about me, right? Any part of those three bodies that you have that make up you, those three bodies run better off of a regimen or a program or a diet. So the way I look at that, and all those three things, regimen, program, diet, I look at as the same. They're all the same. It's just depending on which body we're referring to, it's easier to distinguish what you're talking about, right? So if I say, hey, you need a diet for your mind, it's going to sound a little weird. But if you say, hey, if you need to program your mind, that sounds a little bit better. You're saying like you're eating too much, you need to go on a program. That sounds kind of a little more serious almost in a way, right? So but instead of that, people will say you need to go on a diet. All right, so now we got that out the way. Your three bodies need a particular, I'm just going to use one word to keep all these things together. All right, so make it easier for y'all to just understand what I'm saying and make it easier for me to just get my point across. Each body needs a diet, and whatever you choose, you're going to need to set up this diet to get to those particular goals. So for instance, you want to gain more muscle mass, then you set yourself up for, well, I want to get in shape, I want to look whatever way you want to look. So you go and you have a particular diet, a particular regimen. There are particular diets for such things. If you want to get smarter intellectually, you decide to go and read more books. You decide to have some self-help books. If you wanted to become a doctor, okay, well, there's a certain structure that you need to have in order to get there as efficiently as possible. That's what a program is, right? But then a lot of people, because you hear all the time, well, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual, which is completely fine. All right, and I want y'all to understand, right? I don't think you need a religion to live a life. I think depending on what type of life you want to live, it will be best for you to have a particular religion for your spiritual self. To allow your spiritual mind to just roam free, you get yourself into trouble. You start to lose yourself because there's no discipline spiritually. The same thing will go if you decide to go and eat say, oh, nah, I don't need a diet, I'm good. Okay, life is going to happen, all these things is going to happen, you're going to start eating, something gets you stressed, now you stress eating, after that then you start getting anxiety, then you become prideful because you feel like now you're a shell of your former self subconsciously. Now you're lashing out on people because you don't feel good about yourself. All these things happen, and then meanwhile you keep eating. Or, oh man, I was good at this particular thing intellectually. People are okay with Well, I'm going to get on a diet because I want to work out and have a regimen. I want to live a healthy life physically. It's the type of life I want to live. I want to live a healthy life, resistance training, cardio, and all that stuff. And I'm going to put these right macro ratios that fits me into my body, and that's what I'm going to do there. Mentally, intellectual self, well, I want to go and pursue this career or get into this type of business. Then I need to go and get into a program and establish that type of regimen to get myself to that particular goal. The same thing you should be looking at on your spiritual self, finding yourself, taking things from different religions. And when I mean by religion, it doesn't have to be monotheistic, it doesn't have to be polytheistic. On your spiritual journey, it's whatever program you see fit. You can take lessons from a different religion that you're not necessarily accustomed to. You know, study and show thou self-approved. You know, it's in scripture. It's in other holy books. It's everywhere. It's in non-monotheistic religions as well. It's in polytheistic religions as well. You go out and you search and you have to find yourself. But in order to have that, you need to have some form of structure to get to where you're going. Something my dad told me when I was a kid, you know, if you have all this energy, it's cool. But if that energy is not focused onto a particular point, it causes destruction. And all we are is energy. So we have all this energy here, but you need to rein it in. Your body and everything is energy when it comes down to fueling itself. If you fuel it to bad things, what happens? You put the wrong gas in your car, it's not going to run well. You know that it needs a 92 or whatever, 93, but you're putting in an 87. It may not run well. So you need to put the right oil in your car. You need to take care of yourself, take care of your bodies. And I believe that's what religion is for. Religion is a diet. And this is why I do believe that it doesn't matter what diet you choose. And it doesn't matter that you try other diets. It's going to come a time where you find, okay, well, this works for me over this. Or maybe this, a little bit of this, and a little bit of that works for me. So I'm going to go and fuse that together. I'm going to speak to this person that knows a little bit about this. Speak to this person that knows about prayer. Prayer works. I can definitely, testify to that. Prayer works. Affirmations work. These things work. You're speaking to yourself. You're speaking things into existence. Your energy. So what you speak out, what you give out is what's going to come back to you. So the same thing goes. If I'm going to do this type of resistance training, I'm going to get better at it. And then what's going to show? My work is going to show. For whatever I did internally, and I was going to show outwardly. The way I look at religion is how I look at any type of program, any type of diet. And you, whatever program or diet that you choose, you have to make sure it's just right for you. There is a purpose for religion, and whatever religion you choose, or even saying, well, I'm not going to choose any type of particular religion, I'm going to take bits and pieces or whatever it is, just make sure that you are good spiritually. Because if you're not, and you don't focus on your spiritual self, and you allow your spiritual self to run wild, guess what's going to happen? Sometime, sooner or later, your physical and your mental is going to suffer. You have to have that balance of your three bodies. So that's just my perspective when it comes down to religion, if you need religion or not. I believe that you don't need it the same way you don't need a diet, but I think it can benefit you immensely. So guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Appreciate the likes, appreciate the subscribers, all of y'all. I really, really do. I do pray that y'all are blessed financially, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and everything else in between, guys. All right, and I'll catch y'all later.